I bought some more of this Noico sound deadening material. I didn't have quite enough. Need to clean out to fill up the front of the van. I hadn't planned to do that, but if you watch one of my videos a while back, I found that the padding in the front was all wet and it was rusted there. So I got more of this Noico here. I'm not looking to use much of this to make up the rest of the area that I have to use up there, but I'm going to use the rest for I'm just going to put a couple of sheets on the doors, each one of the 4 doors, the barn door and the 2 doors in the back, and hopefully I'll have enough to sort of give it a little minor soundproofing. But, you know, it's still an issue with insulation. And I think I might have a solution. I'm not going to work on this today, but I'll show you what I've got so you'll see what I've got to do. Okay, you see these doors, and these doors are the common type of doors you see on vans. Hollow, basically. Metal shell on the outside, a metal shell on the front. Of course, the body's on the outside. And I'm going to use, over here, I got some. I got some sweeping to do with my little broom there. That broke. I got some more Owens Corning. I didn't think I was going to go this pink, but I'm going to use this, and I'm going to fill up some of this void. I may fill up some of the void with the hard insulation over there, the Formular, the foam, same foam board I used here. But there's a mechanism in here too, so I can't fill it up with hard foam. So I'm going to use a combination of hard foam and some of this pink fluffy insulation there. So that's what I'm going to have here. That's what I'm going to put here after I, you know, do a clean up job, paint it, wash it off, etc. So that's my idea there. Now let me walk over to the other door, and you'll see the beginning of what my idea is going to be. And this is going to be on the weekend. It's the weekday now. It's hot as heck, and I'll be working all week. All right, we'll take a trip over here to the other door. I got some of that pink foam stuff here, and I've got to scrape that off or something. I don't know whose idea it was to put this carpet on here. It does not look good, and I'm not a man who spends a lot of time worrying about looks. Let me get this rag out of the way. Right here, I've got some of this hardboard here, and I was putting reflectix in there, but it wasn't really going to serve a major purpose. I got some hardboard here, but see, there's a mechanism here, so when it closes, this moves in. So I'm going to use foam in addition to the hardboard here, the regular foam, in other words. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. But first, I got to take off this makeshift panel somebody made. I guess it was pretty ingenious. It's just nothing I want. They'll put very simple Luan or very shell type stuff on there. But see, so that's my plan. The pink Eco Touch insulation in addition to maybe, we'll see how it's going to work. But I have a lot of Formular, not just the ones in the floor. I have some more inside. So I probably have enough to build up the base in each one of these doors with that. And then put the pink stuff there. Now the main reason for that pink stuff is to put it up here, because there's a big void here, and I won't have to use spray insulation for all of that. It's going to be a lot of spray insulation, and it's a mess to do the cleanup. I'm still working on the cleanup, as a matter of fact. So I'm just going to put the pink stuff in here at the top edges to cover all the way. I think it's even above the doors there. And I might also, around the lights, use some of this pink stuff and foam board and just cover around the outside of the lighting system, hopefully leaving it bare, so if I have to do any maintenance I won't have to tear anything up. But so that's my aim right there. I did not plan to buy any of the soft insulation. I'm going to go all board, but I do have reasons to use it now. Just for these little nooks and crannies. And there'll be other areas in here I'm sure that I'm not going to be able to reach, or I might not have spray foam at the time, and if my hands can go in there, I can just slap a little of that pink insulation in there. Alright, and then I've got to take this off. Like I said, very ingenious, not something I want to work with. By the way, if you notice the windows, I've gotten almost all of the tint off. I use the old Windex, or what did I use? I don't know, any of the washing materials, and put it up there, and then used a straight edge scraper, and I've taken almost all the insulation over here, and insulation off the back windows. I'm going to put limo insulation on these windows and dark insulation on there, but not so dark that I'll have to have any issues with the rear view mirror. And I'm thinking about putting a backup camera on this thing. I just have to think about that. So that's something I got to work on. So that's what I've got. So instead of just immediately jumping on the putting the paneling down, the floorboard, I'm going to get that done first. The floorboard is going to be a deal. It's going to require some sewing and some other fun things to do, and I've also got a few things I need to unscrew over there to make room. I've got a little, I don't know what that is. Oh, that's where the sprayer used to be. I got to remove all that stuff so I can put the paneling up. I'm gonna have to find a place to put a spare, but I can build something for that. So that's basically where I am. I just want to give a quick rundown on the future plans. The goal zero over here among this trash I've got to throw out. The goal zero over here is what I've been using since my cigarette lighter has gone out. I'm just using that to charge some of my USB type equipment, my phone, etc. And you know, there is a very strong power limit on this thing if you use the household current. I tried to use a heat gun to help peel off the tint on the windows, and that just killed it, so it wouldn't handle that type of burden, which is not surprising. That heat gun really eats up power, so I'm not holding that against the Goal Zero. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing. So you'll be seeing me do that probably either during the week or in the weekend, according to what the weather's like. If we get some overcast and a little rain, then I'll do it on that day. But I'm not going to, like I've said before, dive heat stroke out here working on this. Alright, that's what I've got right now. I'm going to show you I'm going through the plans, and one of my commenters had a great idea. Had a great saying, and I know this saying, and I've used it before, and it's basically what I'm doing here. So what's the old saying? How do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? So it's basically what I'm doing here. You guys who want these instant videos, you're probably not going to find one here. I just don't have the bandwidth, the time to do that. So I'm just going to show you every little tiny step. If this is boring, I'm sorry. But I think if you look at this and you think, oh man, I got more time, I got better equipment, I got an air-conditioned garage, I can do it 5 times, 20 times faster than that guy. Yeah, that's cool. At least I've showed you what a person can do when they don't have a lot of the things they would like to have to make this easier. So, and one thing, once you do it in this way and do it the hard way, it gives you a little bit more satisfaction when you actually, make it work. Alright, I will talk to you later.